On the eastern Mediterranean island of Cyprus, a team of archaeologists are working against the clock. As the diggers slowly persuade the earth to give up its secrets, a decades-old mystery is finally solved. But will they get to every piece of the puzzle in time? It's a scene at odds with many people's mental image of the place. Thanks to its sandy beaches and lively party resorts, Cyprus is these days perhaps best known as a holiday destination. But back in 1963 it was the setting for a bloody conflict, the legacy of which can still be seen. The island has a tumultuous political history stretching back to the dissolution of the Ottoman Empire in the early 1900s. Populated by both Greek Cypriots and Turkish Cypriots, it has long been the center of debate over which country should have jurisdiction. During the First World War, Cyprus was annexed by the United Kingdom. Moreover, although the British offered sovereignty over the island to Greece in a bid to bribe them into joining the war, the offer was rejected by the Greeks. Cyprus therefore remained under British rule. Throughout the first half of the 20th century, around 18% of the island's population identified as Turkish Cypriot. And this, along with historic claims to the land, consequently spurred some Turkish politicians to pursue the creation of a Turkish state within Cyprus. Meanwhile, the majority population of Greek Cypriots wanted the island to become part of Greece. Yet despite pressure from both sides and increasing civil disobedience, the British maintained control of the island until it gained its independence in 1960. For 3 years, the Greek and Turkish Cypriot communities lived uneasily side by side. Then, on December 23, 1963, a Greek Cypriot police patrol stopped 2 Turkish Cypriots to check their documentation. Citizens were already on edge in the wake of proposed changes to the constitution, and this one confrontation quickly escalated into violence across the country. The conflict continued for almost a decade, until a coup in July 1974 placed the pro-Greece Nikos Sampson in power. In response, Turkish forces subsequently invaded and occupied the north of the island, declaring the region a Turkish state. During this period of upheaval, it's estimated that some 150,000 Greek Cypriots and 50,000 Turkish Cypriots were displaced from their homes. Far more sinister, however, was the unknown fate of the 2,000 who disappeared, never to be seen again. For years, many families who'd lost loved ones during the crisis were left to wonder what had become of them. What is more, some of those same people are still without answers today. Consequently, in 1981, the United Nations-led Committee on Missing Persons (CMP) in Cyprus was established as a joint effort between the Greek and Turkish Cypriot communities. The goal of the committee? To investigate reports of missing people and to try and determine the nature of their ultimate fate. More than 2 decades later, the political climate was finally calm enough for the CMP to begin excavating potential gravesites across the island. During 2008, then, the committee launched numerous simultaneous exhumations with the help of the Argentine forensic anthropology team. Since then, the CMP has been able to identify the remains of around 680 individuals. But the families of hundreds more missing men, women and children are yet to receive any answers to the questions that have plagued their families for decades. And they're running out of time. In 2015, 30 bodies were discovered in a mass grave near Nicosia, a city that straddles the green line between the Republic of Cyprus in the south and the self-declared Turkish Republic of Northern Cyprus in the north. Moreover, despite vague tip-offs as to the location, the CMP was only able to pinpoint the grave with the help of a 94-year-old local woman. The old woman, a shepherdess, had remembered the burial from almost 50 years before and had sent the team to the right spot. But as time passes, witnesses to the murders and burials are growing old and reaching the end of their lives. How many more years would we have been able to get this information? CMP Representative Florian von Koenig told the Daily Mail. Our biggest thing we need, information, is increasingly hard to come by. However, in November 2015 a decision was made that may help the CMP in its race against time. Mustafa Akinisai, the leader of the Turkish Cypriot community, announced that the team would gain full access to 30 potential burial sites in military zones in the north of the island. In fact, by August 2016, scientists from the CMP were hard at work excavating skeletons from just such a site. Once exhumed, the bodies will be subject to a rigorous process of DNA testing to determine their identity. If possible, too, their relatives will be informed. Among the people who have subsequently found closure is Erdinkar Dagli, who heads a local missing persons group. His father's body was among 80 finally recovered from a mass grave close to Limassol, on the south coast of the island. In 2014, Erdagli was at last able to give his father a decent burial. Today, peace talks between both parties are fostering a positive environment that the CMP hopes will help it bring closure to even more families. Every missing person is a symbol of what we did to each other, CMP member Gulden Plumer Kirkuk told the Daily Mail. Our work needs political will to continue.